Hey everybody, this is Michael from Second Revision, back here with the Arduino Uno, and we still have our blinking light from last time. This time I'm going to go over the console, and the console is mainly used for feedback for troubleshooting. So this console tool can really help you out if you're trying to troubleshoot your program and not sure exactly what it's doing. So here on my screen, I have our blink program from last time, and we still have a 1 second delay in here. And up here in the corner, we have what is called the serial monitor. And right now it is doing nothing. So we click that button, the serial monitor pops up, it's COM3, and nothing is happening. But you can output information and text to the serial monitor to tell you what's going on. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And so in order to make the serial monitor work, the first thing we need to do is tell the Arduino to begin communication. And we're going to do that by typing in serial.begin at 9600 baud rate. So when we click the console, it actually has that as a default setting, 9600 baud. So we want to tell our baud rate has to match our console here. So if you type it just like this, capital serial dot begin, and then in parentheses 9600, and that will begin the serial communications with your serial monitor console here. So we're going to close out of that. So this is required. You only need to do this one time, and that's always in your setup. So then, as an example, we're going to go down here in our loop, and you can do different things. You can output text. So I'll give you an example how to output text here. Serial dot print, and we set pin 13 high. So now we're going to write this as a string. We put quotes around it, and that makes it a string. And we're going to print what we just did here. We set pin 13 high. So we're going to go ahead and upload that to our Arduino. And if we go back to our Arduino, we still have our blinking light, 1 second on off. But what is different this time is that when we open our serial monitor, it says we set pin 13 high every time that line of code is executed. Now this is helpful and not helpful because it just keeps writing over and over again in one line. So we can fix that by adding an LN here. If we add an LN, that stands for print line. And if we go ahead and upload that, finishes uploading, we open our serial monitor, and now every time we execute that line, it prints on the next line. So it does a carriage return, it prints on the next line. So what we can do is, so for troubleshooting, we can say if we want to make sure that a certain line of code executed, we can add this statement before or after it to see that that line of code executed. Say it's in an if statement, or some sort of loop, or different types of structures we'll go over later. We can also place it after this one and say that we set pin 13 low. So if I go ahead and upload that and open the serial monitor, now we set pin 13 high, we set pin 13 low, high, low. And that corresponds to our blinking light here. Low, high, low. You'll notice that these lights are now blinking. The TX light is now blinking. So what that means is that the Arduino is transferring data to the computer. So every time this changes, our pin 13 LED changes, the TX will blip, and that is the Arduino sending data to the computer. So we are just writing text here. We can also read the value of pin 13 itself. So if I get rid of our string and I place in a digital read 13, we are writing digital pin 13 high, and then we are actually reading the value of pin 13, and then we are going to print it. So if I go ahead and upload that, now what happens is instead of the string we have, it'll print a 1 for true or high and a 0 for false or low. And this will correspond again to our blinking LED. So that's just some quick tips on the console that you can use for troubleshooting. Just remember that you always have to have your serial begin with your baud rate and your setup function, and 9600 has to match your 9600 here, and then you can do a serial print or print line to print out to the console. So let me show you where you can use a print and then a print line. Like why would you ever use print? So if I do print here, I can put a string and say pin 13 is, and that will give a little more clarity if you want to print out a value. So say you have like a binary number and you have a bunch of binary numbers and you want to label them, you can give a label to each one, just print it, and then just add in a space and then print line on your actual value. And that's where you would use a print and then a print line. So you can label your data so that it's not confusing once it prints out to the console. So that's just kind of an example where you would use them both together. So this was just a quick demonstration on the console. If you liked it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, please tell me why in the comments, and I will upload a new video that regards some of your questions. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that little bell to get some notifications on our new videos. Again, this is just a short little mini series on the Arduino. I'm going to keep going, and hopefully we'll get more advanced topics where we can see some of the pulse width modulation and things of that nature on the oscilloscope. So stay tuned for that, and take care, guys.